Welcome to the Cara Michelle Show, where we break out of the matrix together and return heaven to earth. This is a place for the spiritual seekers and leaders, the dreamers and doers, the conscious creators and world changers. You can expect a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but mostly a whole lot of purpose, freedom, and sovereignty. And of course, all things quantum. May this podcast serve you in remembering the truth of who you are, all that you came here to do, and how deeply supported you are in doing it. You are incredibly powerful and your mission is protected. So it's time to dial up your frequency and recalibrate to your higher self and limitless potential. Get ready, because we're about to blast off. A new reality awaits you on the other side. I'll see you there. This one thing is something I wish I had learned years ago because it would have made my healing journey probably so much easier and so much faster. So this is a practice or just a really quick belief shift and way for you to activate when you're feeling pulled into a place you don't want to be in. And so this could be related to environments, this could be related to relationships and connections. It could also be related to beliefs and thoughts that are starting to play out in your mind and take you a direction you don't want to go. So the next time you find yourself feeling stuck or feeling like you're starting to get pulled into something that doesn't feel good, it's the simple word, I guess it's two words. So much like anticlimactic with the pause and then the realization that I was going to say two words. Okay, I unsubscribe. So unsubscribe is the key word. But what this looks like and why it's so powerful, even though it sounds so simple, is because it connects to your subconscious mind. And you think about how easy it is when you receive an email and you don't like it, you don't want to be on the email list anymore. It's like there's no wasted energy, there's no strong emotional charge, unless you're me. Sometimes I get so angry. I'm like, how did you get my email? But anyway, usually, hopefully, it's so simple. You're just like, oh, I don't want this, or I no longer want to receive these emails from this person or this company or whatever, and I'm just going to unsubscribe. And you click the button, and that's it. And you go on with your day. You're probably not thinking about it at all anymore. And it's just fully out of your energy field, fully out of your mental and emotional body and your physical reality, right? And yet, when it comes to thought patterns that are really negative or limiting that we've maybe spent a lifetime playing out, we don't believe that we can shift them that quickly. And this is why I wish I had known this sooner, because I spent like a decade doing such deep, deep, deep work. And this is kind of like a quick hack. Of course, the deep work is still necessary and beneficial for other aspects, but really, this can be one of the fastest ways when a negative thought comes in. You're just like, I unsubscribe from that. Like, and take the second to think about what that looks like or what that means, right? This is something that's entering your space, like an email that's coming in. And instead of continuing to like read it, like you're not going to read it if you're not interested. You're not going to go through their website and look at the stuff and get more and more angry or more and more depressed or anxious. If you're not interested in it, you're not going to give it any power. You're just going to open it, realize it doesn't serve you, and click unsubscribe. Or maybe click delete, whatever the case may be. That works too. But when it comes to our thoughts, we continue to give them so much power. And we allow them to take up this real estate and like literally drain us from what we could be focusing on instead. When the fact of the matter is that simple acknowledgement of I unsubscribe. I'm unsubscribing from this thought. I'm unsubscribing from this limiting belief. I'm unsubscribing from this relationship. And I say that in a loving way, where if there's someone that is like drama or gossip or brings you into a lower vibration, they are not elevating or helping you be your highest self. If anything, they're like hindering you from your path, your purpose, your happiness, all of that, then you're gonna unsubscribe. You're gonna say, I no longer wish to give you power and energy. So I'm gonna unsubscribe from allowing you to have that access to me. I'm gonna unsubscribe from spending time and energy overthinking or overwhelmed or wondering what I need to say next or how can I, set a boundary, like any of that stuff that's taking up so much time. You can just simply say, I unsubscribe. And I promise the next time you do it, and I'm super interested to hear, but I know for me and for my clients, you actually feel it. So there's something really empowering when you say that and you go, oh, like I literally can do this anytime I want. Instead of feeling like I'm a victim, or instead of feeling like I have to just go along this journey that doesn't feel good, it's like, no, I have my sovereign power over myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically. And I choose what I subscribe to and what I unsubscribe from. The other way this works is when you're looking at like environments or other things that you're maybe settling for. Do you want to continue to subscribe to that reality, to that timeline, to that, like, oh, this is all that it is? Actually, even the other day, I caught myself in a pattern where I'm going to be on the move again. I'm trying to figure out where to next. God likes to literally leave me hanging until the last minute. So I'm kind of at this point in my life where I've stopped trying to plan because typically something amazing materializes like last minute. And so I'm just meant to be open, receptive, trusting. I say it with so much excitement and enthusiasm, don't I? But basically, I just know things are going to work out. So I found myself the other day starting to do the old pattern of like, okay, I need to plan, I need to be organized, I need to research, I need to start looking at options. I can't just wing it. And it was that whole feeling of also like, oh, am I going to have to settle and stay in this particular environment that isn't healthy for me and it's not conducive to my mission, my purpose, to me staying in the vibration I like to live in. It doesn't allow me to, it does, but it's really, really challenging for me to stay in my heart. And so I would prefer to manifest an environment where I can stay in my heart and where I can feel expansive and free and light and not be, pulled down and fighting to just stay above fresh air, above ground. And so I found myself in that place of like, Carrie, you have the power though of if you're going to settle and just accept that, oh, this is what it is, I can make the most of it, or you're going to unsubscribe from that reality, unsubscribe from that even being a possible timeline. Stop giving any power, any attention, energy, focus, worry to that reality and put all your powerful life force energy and allow God to channel and like move through you and focus on what you do want. So it's that realization of as long as we are giving our focus, our attention to the things that we don't want, that's draining so much from focusing on what we do want. So whether that's the belief of, oh, this isn't going to work out for me, or this is all that there is, or like doubting yourself, unsubscribe from that right now. Unsubscribe. That does not have to have any power. Whether it's a wait, how did the dog get over there? I don't know if you'll hear her barking, but we're just gonna see what happens. Um, it's that realization of the person or the environment, as my previous example. Are you going to settle and continue to subscribe for something that you really don't want? Or are you going to say, that's it, I unsubscribe. I'm no longer allowing this reality to have any power. I'm not even allowing it to exist as an option. I'm only available to see all the realities that support me and uplift me and activate me and bring me further down where I'm meant to be. I'm only available for the things that are of the highest. Or, as I like to say, and I found myself saying this morning before recording this, of if it's not God, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, if someone shows up and they're in all this like victimhood or judgment or, oh, this thing's going wrong and that thing in the economy and doom and gloom, I don't want it. I am not subscribing to that. Some people, namely people who are in that place, would think that I'm living on a cloud or that I'm in some fake reality. And spoiler alert, we all are. But like, the truth is I'm not wanting to give power to things that are not of the highest. And the way I see it is it's actually trauma and pain and wounding that is heavy. It's trauma and pain and wounding that causes us to believe in limiting beliefs or doubts or unworthiness or shame. It's trauma, pain, and wounding that is playing out on the planet and causing more chaos. That is not God. In my personal opinion, that is not God. God is pure, unconditional love. It is limitless potential. It is the highest expression of who you are and of the planet itself. Like the whole concept of heaven and this beautiful, incredible place and this beautiful, all knowing, all seeing, all loving creator, that is a different frequency. That is a very different concept than the pain, the trauma, the self doubt, the insecurity, the fear of like, it's not going to work out, or I have to force, or I'm not good enough, right? Those things are not God. And so you can also see it that way. If you struggle to connect to the word God, that's something I did for most of my life. So I get that. You could also replace it with love. That's something that was really helpful for me at the beginning of my journey, was being like, what would love do? Or if it's not love, I don't want it. I don't want to subscribe to fear. I don't want to subscribe to victimhood. I don't want to subscribe to shame and unworthiness. I don't want to subscribe to giving my energy away, as I said, to things that pull me down. I don't want to consent to that because our consent is so powerful. So you take that power back and you stand in your sovereignty when you realize you right now can claim what you're available for and no longer available for. You stand in your sovereignty when you say, I am only subscribing to this or something better, and I'm unsubscribing from any of that other shit that pulls me down. Unless it's literally like a part of my path and it's providing the best lesson or whatever. But like, I'll leave that to the creator to decide, and I'm going to focus on being available for these things. It gets to be as simple as clicking a button that says unsubscribe and then no longer channeling any energy into it, no longer focusing on it anymore. So I really hope you use this. I hope it's helpful for you. I know it has changed my life in many ways. And it immediately closes off those lower timelines, which unfortunately, fear, pain, trauma, and wounding continue to keep us circulating in those lower timelines. They continue to keep us expecting those lower timelines. That's all that fear is. False evidence appearing real. We are looping in a possible scenario that may or may not even happen, but it's harmful to us, or it's scary, or it's unwanted. But why even put any energy there when you could loop in all the positive potentials, all the alternate timelines, and ways that things could actually work out beautifully? So that is not God. That is not love. So unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. Click that button, set yourself free, go about the rest of your day moving forward in ways that are actually serving you and what you're here to do. And if you want more help with this, as always, I've got so many amazing resources, trainings, programs, hypnosis recordings, all the things that can help you continue to reprogram your default, that can help you see the world in a new way and be more open to this being this simple. Because I know where I was when I started 10 years ago. I wouldn't have believed it would be that simple. And I didn't believe in higher power. I was really stuck in my pain body. I was really focused on living in trauma and survival mode. So it's hard to maybe snap the fingers and say, I unsubscribe, and believe in it. So I do want to acknowledge that. And if you're currently at that point where this feels way too cheesy or like too easy, too far of a stretch, then maybe starting somewhere else will support you in healing and working through some of those things first. So you get to that point where now you truly are walking through your day and you're like, oh, that's a negative thought pattern. It's making me feel bad about myself. I'm unsubscribing. It's not my own. It's not God. It came from my parents or my upbringing or my teacher or from this mistake that I made, but it is not the ultimate truth. Therefore, I do not want to continue to subscribe, to continue to replay it or focus on it. I'm unsubscribing, boop, and I'm focusing on something that actually feels good so that I can subscribe to the new belief that contradicts that one and that I can grow into with time. Okay, so that's how we do it. That's how we make these shifts. Because if you continue to subscribe, of course it's going to continue to happen. And of course you're going to continue to believe it because you're giving so much energy to it. There are so many beliefs I had for the first 20 some years of my life that I believed like 100% fact of like, this is the truth. So it took me realizing, wait a minute, actually, there are other truths. There are other people who aren't experiencing these things. There are other people who are proof of the opposite. This actually doesn't feel good to me, and I would much rather feel good than stay clinging strongly to this belief. And so then I can naturally start to make those changes, to unsubscribe, to shift those belief patterns, to choose something that serves me. So it's being hyper intentional about what you're focusing on and where you're giving your power, and realizing that at the end of the day, you and only you have power and full say of what you allow in. If you allow someone's comment, their judgmental, backhanded, sarcastic comment from 2 days ago to continue to play out in your mind, that is on you. So focus on taking that power back, on being in control of what you're looping through, because there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot going on. It can be easy to give those things power and easy to stay stuck in them, but you have the ability to unsubscribe at any time. So claim that, reclaim your sovereignty, stand strong in who you are, and unsubscribe from what doesn't feel good and what doesn't serve you and your highest. And I'm sending you so much love. I can't wait to see the shifts that come from this. Do it for a day. Like, do it for a day and then do it again the next day. And you'll start to realize, whoa, not only do I feel 1,000 times better and more confident and like in control of myself and my life, But I'm also seeing the shifts that take place because of that, because I'm no longer floating and going through the motions and settling for less than. I'm unsubscribing and I'm focusing only on the highest. So I'm sending love, and I will see you very soon. P.S. Ooh, quick little end note. This is the best. I just recorded saying that I was trying to figure out the next steps, but I trust, I surrender, I always just have to lean into it. So I want to give you confirmation because literally within the past hour after recording this episode, mentioning that, I received the email, the confirmation of where I was hoping and feeling felt really aligned. And my next house location is sorted, so I'm covered, I can relax. And I wanted to share the excitement because this is perfect example of proof of when you are no longer available to settle for less than, you close that off energetically, right? When you unsubscribe from something, you're no longer giving it power, you're no longer giving it access to you, and then the amazing desire can actually show up. So, where a few days ago I was feeling stuck and like, oh, do I have to settle in this environment and make this just work for the next little bit? Because I took my power and I said, no, I'm unsubscribing from that. That doesn't feel good. I don't want to be there. I don't want to even entertain this as where I have to be. I'm calling in something better. What options, right? And I opened myself up, allowed the guidance to come through, felt really clear on what actually felt exciting to me. Therefore, that's a sign that it feels good, that it feels like pleasure, like expansion, and took the aligned action from that place. And as I said, continued to unsubscribe from settling for less than. And in the past, there have been so many times where I will continue to settle and just make do with what is. And it's through my continued subscription. It's like you're on a monthly subscription to something you don't want, and you can just immediately, or the email list, immediately be like, no, I don't want to subscribe to this anymore. I'm going to subscribe and level up to something even better. So, physical proof in the 3D reality that within an hour of me sharing this message with you, I received confirmation that my positive subscription went through, and I have a really exciting month trip to America now in the coming few weeks, to visit a friend, to house sit, to travel, check out New York, do some cool things like I've never done. And it's only because I unsubscribed from the settling. So let this be your proof, and let this be your extra nudge to go unsubscribe right now from the things that aren't serving you.